How's it going, everyone? Burger back here, another episode of Handsome Corals. Today, big day actually, not related to the video, but I got myself a little 20-gallon long frag tank here. Gonna drill that out. That'll be a couple videos in the future here, maybe a couple weeks out. I gotta decide if I want to buy a stand, build a stand, still gotta drill it. And last night I was moving my reactor around, got a little leak in my return line going back up into the tank. I didn't have the hose locks on there, so that was fun. It was in the middle of the night too, and obviously no stores are open, so I did my best to zip tie it. But today's episode is actually for all those people out there, myself included, who have the sumps that used to be the 2-chamber bio-ball sumps that you converted to fit a protein skimmer, try and fit a refugium in there. Essentially, you have nowhere to put your socks. You don't have the drain chamber that takes all the bubbles and stuff out and then it overflows. You don't have that. And I've searched for months and just tried to ghetto MacGyver it myself. Nothing. Couldn't figure out anything. I tried a few different things too, actually, and I think that was my big reason for never being able to grow Chaeto, whatever. But yeah, I found these guys up at old Big Lots. Boom, 1-gallon pitcher. I'm gonna zoom in on my sump here in a second to show you guys exactly how this will all work or whatnot. But when you think about a normal sump, right? The drains go down and then they come up and they go into your sock chamber, overflows into the sock. So when you want to take those out, it's just boom, boom, easy. But with a lot of the 2-chamber sumps, you don't have that. So what I was doing is you put the drains directly in the sock, and I had made a sock holder out of the egg crate. But it's still a hassle, pulling the tubes out. And this is what actually made me think about this when that return line started leaking. So each time I'm moving the drain lines to put it in and out of the sump, I'm putting a little bit of pressure on the bulkhead. So you can't have that. You just want it permanently, a place for it to permanently do that. So this is my answer to this. This is Sterilite. Yep, Sterilite, looked it up. It's the PP5 plastic, which is reef safe. Comes with this nice little lid. It does not have, my ideal one would have a little spout here, because I'm gonna put the tubes in here, and then the overflow chamber here, or the pressure from it is gonna have an overflow. And like I said, I'm gonna zoom in here in a second to show you exactly what I'm working with here. So I'm actually going to, whenever my little test run, you have the drain lines in here. So then the water actually comes out perfectly even, like a waterfall over it, which was actually nice. There was no turbulence at all in that first chamber, because my goal, I want to have a refugium. I got space in there. I just don't have baffles and whatnot. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut a little bit out of this front part. So all the water that's coming down, boom, suddenly it has its one little section, so it'll shoot out. It's honestly not gonna have to come out too far, And I'm gonna have a little thing right here so that the socks can fit just like that. This thing's gonna sit in there permanently. Not gonna have to move those lines ever again, in and out of the bag. Such a hassle. And this way, all right, I'm gonna get into it. We're gonna show you exactly on the sump here what I'm talking about. All right, Handsome Corals, here we go, episode 4. All right, guys, here's my sump. Here's the whole stand underneath my beautiful 120 on a budget, reefing by the common man for the common man. And here, like I said, is the 2-chamber sump. You see the little ledges right here. That's where the whole thing of the lid with the bio balls sat on. Goes down the bio balls underneath, and then this is like a big old return chamber. And in this first one, I've tried multiple times to, well, here's my drain lines. The gray one and the black one. This tube right here is for my reactor. essentially you can get the filter sock things that attach to the side or whatnot, but you still have to lift those tubes out for the sock. So that defeats the whole point. And like I said, I had made a little holder right here with egg crate, but you still, once again, you have to take those tubes in and out. So essentially I had just been setting this in there and putting the tubes in, and then doing it that way, which I didn't like that much. And then over here, I just added that light to illuminate everything so we could see. I got my return pump, got the pump for my my biomedia reactor, got my Reef Octopus 150 Space Saver skimmer, got my float valve for my ATO gravity fed. And essentially right here what we're looking at is I'm going to put, if I can find it, I'm going to put this bad boy in the back right there. And then I'm going to put those two drain lines in it and have it overflow. And because it only comes to about here, there's going to be a perfect amount of space for me to put my little section of, I'm going to build two actually. I'm going to have one where I can do a giant, I believe that's a 10-inch sock. And then I'm also going to manufacture another one where I can do two smaller socks. I actually bought two of these, and one of my plans is to flip the lid upside down. This lid right here, and then I was planning on cutting holes in it, and then it sits actually beautifully on top there, so the water will drain onto here, and I'll have hole here, place two smaller socks in that, and then from the bottom here probably just cut out holes so the water can come out that way. Another thing that I was thinking for this is making this like one of those replacement filter socks. Instead of doing an actual filter sock, you can put sponge in there, you can put filter floss, you can put all types of stuff. So that was on my mind too. So while I'm doing this, let me go set the camera back up so I can do all the modifications on this like I was talking about, cut this out. And for this one, I was thinking about cutting holes in the lid so that I could actually wedge those two drain lines into it so that I don't have to, I don't know, secure them in there with zip ties or something like that. Basically, we're going to work on it in real time and make a couple of those decisions. The old burger special Ghetto MacGyver. Alright guys, after a little manufacturing out on the porch, here we are. I took the handle off of this one so that I can wedge it up against my baffle as close as possible. And then I cut down, like I was saying. The plan was actually just to come to this lip, but testing it with the hose, I wasn't exactly sure hose to what my pump or my drains are gonna do. It kept overflowing, so I ended up going deeper. I went about an inch, maybe a little bit over an inch, and I actually ended up leaving just a little bit of a lip. That seemed to give it a good, I don't know, waterfall effect going outward instead of just straight down, which is not what we want, because I want to be able to slide. I mean, well, I guess I could tilt it a little bit, which wouldn't be too hard, I suppose. I want to be able to have socks go like that. Boom, in and out, don't have to touch it, don't worry. Water shooting out like so. And I want this one to be higher than where the water line is and the socks, which I decided maybe raise about 4 inches. So I used drain plug. Both of these, I got this one at Lowe's, I believe. This one was from Ace. This one's actual PVC, so 100% reef safe. This one, I couldn't find the exact type of plastic that it was, but I had my skimmer sitting on this for probably 8 months without any appearance of leaching anything, you know. So I actually went and I bought one of these. They only had one of these left, so I attached them, just a little zip tie. So I'm gonna put that in there. Boom, have that sit up. That'll raise it 4 inches. Yeah, and it should be all good. I currently have one of these, my skimmer sitting on one of these to raise it up 2 inches also, because the skimmer is supposed to be in 7.5 inches of water. But if I have it straight on the bottom, then I'm essentially only filling my sump halfway, which I like the water volume. So that gained us another 2 inches. Whenever I turn the return pump off, it actually, I guess I haven't measured it exactly, but roughly 1.5 inches is all it goes. So I could even, I could put my skimmer on this and still be able to no issues if the power goes out. I haven't tested that out yet. Alright, well I'm going to go set this in the tank. Maybe cut those drain lines to fit, because I don't want them wedged up like that. I want them in there perfectly. And then I will show you guys that. Would you look at that? We did it, guys. Ho ho! Ho ho! As you can see, it shoots out, I don't even know, almost a good 2 inches. From the turbulence over here, it appears that it's going over just a little bit over there, but nothing bad at all. I'd have to poke my head around the back there to see for sure, but would you look at that? Absolutely perfect. And then look at all this space I have to, you know, manufacture almost anything for a sock, and then easily take it out. Nothing is in my way right here to take the sock out. Bloop! Bloop. And then once I get that, if anything, then that leaves this whole area right here for a small little refugium. That'll be in the future. We'll decide about that. But this thing is A+. Let me wedge a sock in there real quick to see how that looks. Give me 1 second. Get this sponge out of the way. Which that was another thing, like I said, I was thinking of. As you see, I have not manufactured a sock holder yet. Let's let that fill with water a little bit. And even just as simple as that, boom, spilling in. A little bit of leakage right there. Nothing crazy. I'm sure if I could even get it under that lip. Oh, there we go. And the whole point of this was to make maintenance just a little bit simpler. So look, boom, sock out. Boom, sock in. Granted, like I said, this is a beast mode sock, but fucking A. Alright, gotta say I'm super pleased with this. I'll figure out a method for my filter socks, the double one and the big one, and also I want to work around different things without using a sock, using the sponge, the filter floss, all that. I'll update you guys on maybe one of my update videos so that I can get this one out for you. I've been trying my best to get a video out a week. Alright guys, from Handsome Corals, this is Burger. Peace.